womp, womp, womp. So, I am like, 72 hours, maybe 48 hours back into online dating, whatever. I don't care. I don't mind meeting a stranger. So, y'all. So, this man plans this date, and I'm like, yes, because that's something that I just, whatever. So, the plan was, this is all his idea. Today is his birthday. I should have known because cancer men are crybabies. Crybaby cancer is a real thing. Okay, anyways, I'm trying to stay on subject. So he tells me, hey, we're going to go to Eddie V's for happy hour, and then we're going to go to Ocean Prime for dinner. I am not on my way to Ocean Prime because when he got to Eddie V's, overall, his shoes...
In 13 miles, take exit 3B to merge onto I-30 East toward downtown.
He wasn't wearing a belt, and I thought that was really weird, but, some people just aren't belt people. Who am I to judge your belt drinking, whatever. So one strike that he had before, we even really got in was he didn't brush the middle of his hair. Like, he had a fade or whatever, and it wasn't brushed. So I'm like, okay, well, it is 4:00, so maybe his hair, I don't know. But he wasn't at work. Okay, so I'm skipping some very, very important parts, y'all. We're supposed to meet at 4:00 at Eddie V's. At around 2-ish, I call, and I'm like, he didn't answer. I text, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be running just a little late, like 4:30, 4:45, whatever. So he didn't respond, so I was like, well, I don't want to be late, and he doesn't know I'm going to be late. So, like I said, I show up, shoes check, pants check, shirt could have been better, but he didn't brush his hair. So I'm like, it's your birthday and you didn't brush your hair? His priorities are already messed up, I can tell. So next thing I know, I was like, do you smell like beer? I was like, you smell good, but it kind of smells like beer. And I wasn't even being shady. Like, I was like, you've been drinking already? Like, what? So, no biggie, whatever. We go in. Before we could get in, and I'll post a picture in the comments too. Before we get in, he asked me to take his picture with the damn Eddie V sign. Like, hit me, take his picture. I'm like, okay, whatever, You only turn 39 once, I guess. Whatever. So, staying on task because, I am just disheveled right now. I'm really annoyed. So, he was on time, whatever. We walk in. He's kind of touchy, which is fine, physical touch, quality time. That's a love language for me. But, he was like, And he kept calling himself saucy. Saucy as in tipsy, as in shit-faced, because this man showed up to happy hour drunk. And when I say drunk, okay, so he had an Android. By the way, I wouldn't even take his picture with his phone. I was like, I'll just send you the pictures from my phone, whatever. He gets in there. I promise. He was like, oh, let me respond to these posts real quick. I'm happy, it's his birthday. First of all, he called CALAMARI. I think he said KALAMARY or something really weird. And I just chalked it up to him pre-gaming before happy hour. I ordered the drinks for us, whatever. The food, decent. So, I'm trying to make this make sense, but I have been drinking, by the way. So, but I'm not drunk driving. I'm just, me, I'm one hit wonder. Anyways, so he answers his phone while we're at the bar, because you have to sit at the bar. There's these clear doctor people, because they're doing some HIPAA violations. I can hear some of the shit they're talking about. The lady across, she had on, whatever. So it's empty. The lighting is low. Like I said, he kept touching me, and I'm just kind of whatever. Y'all, he gets on the phone, and he was so fucking loud. I know that I'm a very exuberant type of person, but I know how to act in certain places. And he is fucking man, I love that you love my cousin. I love that you love me. I'm like, get the fuck off the phone. I sat there and I was like, hey, can you get off the phone? Text. And by by the way, when we peed there, like, I feel like all men, by the way, need to be getting their prostates checked, because he peed twice. We were only there for an hour and a half. Like, I cut the shit short, but who has to pee that much? Like, you break the seal. Like, we walked in, as soon as we sat at the bar, he was like, oh, hold up, I'm gonna go pee. And I was like, yeah, go pee, Finished one drink, and then his drink okay, so like I said, I ordered the drinks for us at first because I was like, oh, like, they had some good drinks. I had a Red Dragon and he had something else. Anyways, I'm trying to stay on task, y'all. Okay, on task. We're at Eddie V's and he gets a Bud Light, and I'm just so confused because I'm like, this isn't the time for this. Like, we're supposed to be going to Ocean Prime next, and basically, when I was like, you're gonna get a beer here? And I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And so he ended up getting a Moscow Mule. He inhaled it. And of course, what do you think he had to do? He had to go fucking pee. And I'm like, but he came back from peeing the third time, and he was on the phone, and I heard him before he got around the corner. And that's when I said, oh no, like, no. And it went really wrong really fast. So he's like, I know you said you don't smoke, whatever. And he was like, but there's a cigar bar we can go to because the reservation isn't until 7. So I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I can go run an errand while you go to the cigar bar. And right then is when I knew I would not be going anywhere with this man ever again. And okay, so I'm convinced, no one has told me this, but I'm convinced that my husband is probably not from Texas. And so this man was from Kansas City, Missouri. I didn't know they make them like that. Like, the people that I know from Kansas City, Missouri have some sense. This man, his name is Ken. He had no fucking sense. And I just wasted a whole day. Like, I could have saved my babysitter, went out with someone I like tomorrow, maybe. I'm still going out tomorrow, so hopefully I don't have to drink and oh god, I almost forgot an important ass part. So we're sitting down at the bar in public, whatever. I'm fine with PDA. Like I said, the man was kind of touchy, whatever floats your boat. He was like, give me a kiss, and I was just like, right here. And he tried to kiss me with his mouth over my mouth, and I was like, oh my god, I'm eating. I should have said the CALAMARY or whatever the fuck he said. Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I went into this very open-minded. I was just like, I'm gonna have a great time. It's his birthday. Last year was 30s. Like, it doesn't get much better. I don't know what to do. I can't up my dating scale because I'm kind of immature sometimes, but I'm not gonna fucking lower it. Like, this man has me really stressed, and I know I shouldn't run to the internet with my problems, but I just don't understand how you were shit-faced at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I hope today is Wednesday. If it's Thursday, it's Thursday. But who, what, when, where, why? I just don't understand. So, of course, okay. So this is unrelated to Ken, whatever. This story is actually about a man. So his profile name was King A. I'm like, for sure that's not your name. Some people do name their kids King. No offense, not a real name, but whatever. So you probably say that about Mallory. I don't give a. Anyways, so King A, he was like laying it on thick, y'all. Laying it on thick, and I was like, yes. But I kind of was getting the vibe that he was a Nigerian prince. So Nigerian prince King A gets my number. Immediately I try to FaceTime because that's what I do. I like to video chat. I just like to look at myself in the mirror, in the little thing, whatever. Didn't answer. I was like, okay, whatever. So he texts me. He was like, hey, I really want to see you. When can I see you? What do you want to do? And I was like, hey, well, I'm free right now. What do you want to do? And I didn't ask what do you want to do. I said, hey, let's go, either like bowling or we can go mini golf. I'm obsessed with mini golfing. I know you guys see me on a lot of dates there because I just feel like that's a great place to take a nigga because you're never going to see anyone you know. Anyways, so he asked me, where I wanted to go. I told him where I wanted to go. Do you know his response was, well, you can Cash App me and I can go pick up some stuff and we can just chill at my place. Anything you want. You want me to Cash App you to go pick up some stuff to come to your house? The fuck is wrong with humans? Like, why would I ever in life do that? I don't understand. So you know what I did? Before I blocked that man, I got back on Hinge, because that's the dating app I'm using right now. I got back on Hinge and I reported him as a catfish or a scam. And I said, requesting Cash App. Hinge emailed me back in like less than 5 minutes and it was like, that violates our standards or whatever, community standards, and they deactivated this man's thing. So they said it was anonymous, but I mean, how obvious is it? Because I bet King A doesn't get a lot of people to give him his phone number. So I was like, oh, that's the fucking problem. And he was like, he was a beautiful prince, you know, whatever. But like I said, I'm just not there on the dating poll. Like, I don't know. Like, I see how 90 Day Fiancé be happening. And y'all, I am not in a rush to get married. I would love to be married. I'd love to have more kids, whatever. That'd be great. But more so, I'm like, I just get tired of meeting new people. Like, I am a people person. But do you know how exhausting it is to have to pretend to be, like, and I'm not pretending. Like, do you know how exhausting it is to, like, have to be like, oh, excuse me. Like, I just want to fucking come over, take my pants off, and take a nap. Like, that's what I want to do. But you can't do that with everyone you meet. You know why?
To merge onto
They're going to ask you for a Cash App, or they're going to show up to happy hour drunk at 4 o'clock. And I just feel like this is how it ends. It's fine if marriage is not in the cards for me. That is fine. But what is not fine are the amount of ain't shit men that are still, like, existing. And it's just so stressful. It's stressful. Like, I enjoy dating. I'm good at it. I will always, you know, be pro dating. But, you know, it's whatever. I mean, I have my favorite men. And I'm just going to keep them in my pocket. But this is what I'm fucking dealing with. And I forgot what it was like. Because I had, like, a really healthy, like, great guy. But he just didn't know how to date. And I was like, I want to date. And here I am dating. In the fucking garbage. The garbage, guys. I wasted a babysitter for this. And so, you know, after every bad date, something I like to do is pick someone that's either been sitting in my inbox or someone I went to high school with and waste their time for a little bit. So I'm sure that's what I'll do next. And then I'll put myself back out there. I'm just like, what's fucking next, you know? So that's my plans for today.
Use the right lane to take exit 3B to merge onto I-30 East toward downtown.
For nothing. Like, for nothing. I had on a really good outfit. If you head to my Instagram, you can see it in my stories. And I feel like I should have. Ooh, let's stay in the lines.
Take the exit.
Anyways, have a good day, y'all. But cheers to dating, right?